on to International Affairs, being broadcasted here from the SATV's Gulshan studio. I am, of course, your host on the last program of this week, and we are going to be discussing the lot of news that we have from around the world, especially as social media has been bombarded with videos from the Nepal disaster, as we see over 1,300 missing from the flash floods on the Nepal-China border. The death toll seems to be continuously rising as we try to make sense of what has happened in that area. Not only so, we will be discussing regarding Meta and its recent court lawsuit with the US regarding to children's social media addiction. Many more news that shall be discussed today. But before we begin the discussion, let me introduce my panel. Here in the studio, I have senior journalist Abdul Bari. He is, of course, permanent member of the Press Club. I welcome you on to the program. Alongside, we will have Norman Floyd Barnes, all the way from Washington, District of Columbia. He joins us as our geopolitical correspondent. As I wait, Norman's joining on the program. Let us begin the discussion here from the studio with Abdul Bari. Over 1,300 people are missing. That include foreign tourists from various parts of the world, 300 from India, 54 from the US, 34 from Australia, 33 from UK, 17 from Malaysia, and 8 from South Korea, who have tragically faced this kind of fate in the Nepalese city of Rosuva that has claimed so many lives. I want to pass it to senior journalist Abdul Bari. Really a natural disaster of this kind of record we have not seen in recent days. Yet we see that various earthquakes have happened around the world. This time around, according to various news agencies, they are stating that an earthquake magnitude of 4.4 was the cause of this mudslide, flood. Any kind of terminology that you use would be too less to describe such an event. Passing it on to you, Abdul Bari, how you see this kind of situation?
Yeah, we are looking at when this happened, and from that time, this massacre, this big problem for the humanitarian ground, the people does not get to chance to escape themselves and save themselves. Suddenly scam. Then we saw in the video many of the people and the transport and the building are seriously damaged and collapse and float away. And I think in this moment, this is the one new type of disaster, natural disaster. People is habituated to see the earthquake, storm, and rainfall, etc. But what's happened in Nepal is completely new type of disaster within very short time. People did not get chance to take themselves, save themselves, fail, unable. In this situation, the huge quantity of mud is a landslide we saw in the video, and those who are missing, I think there is no possibility to rescue them alive. It's because the slide volume is totally high, so it is not the normal. The people can sit and taking out the dead baby.
Right.
But what happened once is the water was huge, and the same time the sliding land volume is high. So in this moment, not possible to rescue the dead body or alive people within the short time. It can be the one big problem. So I think for this type of disaster, natural disaster, we can aware about it. If the same thing happen in another place, then it can be the big problem. And not only that, the last time there was one religious function also run to see the moon. People was gathered there. Many of the tourists was there to religious purpose. The religious one festival also there, and this is the main cause. Too many people was gathered on that area. Then it could be the cause of many casualty.
Right, and at this moment we also understand that both the governments of Nepal and China are trying to make understanding of this kind of natural calamity and disaster. Many more information will be available as the day goes on. According to the Nepalese army and private helicopter operators, they have airlifted 114 people to safety. On the other side, we also recollect that some members of the Nepali army personnel as well as police personnel working in various police stations, 13 security personnel of the armed police force in Nepal are missing in the flood affected areas. The terminology using missing is definitely very damning, because it would definitely add on to the toll later if they are not found. I want to pass it to Norman Floyd Barnes all the way in Washington, D.C. We have been having long conversations and discussions regarding the calamities of nature. Even as yesterday, we were talking about Indonesia, and surprisingly today we look at the highest peak in the entire world, the Himalayan range, in which we see a mudslide. It is not only mud, it's mud, water, ice and rock, all combined and compelling the people in this kind of situation. The death toll is yet to rise, as I believe. I want to pass it to Norman Floyd Barnes. Really, how you see this kind of natural disaster? What should the governments be really doing in the face of such disasters? And really, what is the relief that people should do from the neighboring countries? If you look at India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, we are all in the Himalayan range, connected one way or another. So this is definitely an important time to take note of how to avoid future disasters of this scale. Norman, I'm passing it on to you. How you analyze the videos that we see circulating in social media?
Good morning from Washington. The videos has actually been devastating. As you see, it looks like something out of a sci-fi movie, almost computer generated, AI generated, completely the worst case scenario. It came at a very powerful and very shocking and unexpected time. And as you see the forces, we're now witnessing the force of Mother Nature. Nature, fire, wind, storms, hurricanes, earthquakes. These things are far more devastating than anything man can devise, including a nuclear weapon. So right now we're witnessing, as we've been talking some period of time, we need to focus on how do we mitigate Mother Nature's wrath. The earth is shifting. Things are happening. Things are continue to happen through the rest of the year and probably through the next couple of years. So countries like Bangladesh, the Himalayan region, actually I've been to that region before, Kathmandu, that region. My heart goes out and started to the loss of the country, the families, the people, the neighborhood, the communities. This is a very devastating, and of course we had peak season during this time. We have a lot of visitors there, tourists also swept up in this nature response to what's going on. We, as a people, we have to understand that we have to communicate. We have to prepare. We know we living in these very sensitive region, and things can happen in a moment's notice, like we witnessed. And the swiftness of this is what people do not really understand. You sometimes you may have a moment's notice, sometimes you may have some time, but when these things happen, is very little we can do. We're now talking about response, but there's no such prevention except don't be in the area. But right now, we people are everywhere. We populate these areas that are very high risk areas, and we go for years, maybe centuries, and we take the risk. Well, now you're seeing the cost of the risk. We have to communicate more between the countries and put together plans on how do we help mitigate some of these things. Now we have a response, hurricane helicopters coming in, but that's not enough. It's not going to be enough. The loss of this one incident is going to be devastating. And the unfortunate part is that this would not be the last one. this year, the upcoming years. We have to prepare to deal with these things. We have to coordinate our efforts within the region. Uh, and we also have to prepare the people to understand that this possibly could happen again. And we should be expecting more of these type of situations. And our government should focus on our resources instead of trade, uh, wars, and other political motivated issues. This is the event. This is what's happening. Nature is basically talking to us and telling us that we are things are changing, and if you're not prepared, you're going to be swept away.
Excellent remarks from Norman Floyd Barnes. Really, the volume of this disaster is very widespread. Why I use the word is because the government in Nepal has declared the districts of Rasua, Nuwakot and Dhading as disaster crisis areas for the next 3 months. And it is not only the nation of Nepal that has been struck by this kind of disaster. We look at another close by region in Tibet as well as China's Gyeongsang County, as at least 3 people were killed and 560 remain missing. The mudslide struck the Gyeongsang port in southwest Xizang Autonomous Region and commonly known as the Tibet, Beijing-based, according to the Beijing-based Xinhua news agency as of today. So I want to come to Abdul Bari. It is not just Nepal, as I've read out, it is also parts of China and Tibet that are affected in this kind of natural disaster. Just to get a comment from you before we can go on for a break. So many lives are missing. The state-owned disaster relief agencies are stating the use of the word missing is because they really cannot get a grasp of the situation that has already happened. And of course, with movements such as this, it is definitely a disaster-prone area in the surrounding neighborhood countries as well. We look at our nation is a delta-rhine nation. That means the flow of water all the way from Himalaya is expelled into the sea through Bangladesh, and that is a danger, a predicament for Bangladesh in the coming days. I want to ask this question to you: how you believe this kind of event should create warning signs all the way here in Bangladesh as well?
Yes, though that's a big massacre. It's unexpected. We did not see this type of massacre before. But only one point, there was an important thing already you pointed out. There was a Jurong crossing, the Nepal and Chinese border.
Right.
The building also, this is immigration building also, float away by the heat of the water. Not only that, there was a one festival. It was full moon. So people was gathered, the religious one festival, the full moon, that is Purnima. Its Bengali name is Purnima. The people was gathered to see the full moon sights seeing. Not only that, there have the many things. There's a hydropower station. There are many hydropower stations. That hydropower station also affected and seriously damaged. If the electricity generated station is damaged by any disaster or anything, then it can be it can be affected to the whole, not only nation, this region also be affected.
Right.
The disaster, at the same time, the electricity will be discontinued due to this disaster, as because there are too many hydropower generating stations. That's also seriously, their main structure has been destroyed. So it will take long time to repair. So within time, the electricity will be seriously affected. So it will make bad effect to the economy of that Nepali area. And Nepal, you know, this is tourist-based area. Nepal main income source is tourism.
Right.
So when you can remember, during the time of the earthquake, the big earthquake, too many people has been died on that moment. The same thing happened again. Not only that, the plane also crashed once upon a time. You can remember.
Right.
Many Bangladeshi people have been died
Right.
on that. So the earthquake, plane crash, and this type of landsliding. And this is the bad symbol. They will encourage to the tourists to go Nepal visit.
They would definitely think twice before
So in the
making travel
long
plans.
run, these three incidents, one is the earthquake,
Right.
second is the plane crash, third is this slight disaster. These 3 points will affect Nepal economy.
Of
And
course.
it will spread in these areas, Tibet, Nepal, India, even Bangladesh also can be affected by this natural disaster.
Of course.
I think it's a one kind of sign. Government of that concern area and the
Right.
similar area where is the touristic place and the religious place, government have to take a special step to rescue or protect or save or warn people.
Of course.
The government, from the
excellent
government
remarks.
side, no notice issued. It can be, but there is a meteorological department. They are monitoring. If the earthquake come, if the natural disasters come, it should be before catch by their equipment. But the
Right.
Nepal, China, nobody is not trace out. It is going to happen. Maybe as because the machine is failed to collect the previous information from the machine. So if we said sabotage, maybe or not maybe, but there is a many scientific machine weapon already generated by the people. They can do,
Right.
they can create this type of disaster. But I am not blaming just somebody to massacre. It can be. Primarily we can think this is completely natural disaster. But we cannot undoubtedly, we cannot say it is completely disaster. No, the concerned people should be scrutinized. Is there any scope, anything you can during the time of what corona? You said some of the people already believe it. Just China tactfully they spread out corona germ to all over the world. You hear it or not?
Yes, we remember. Yes.
The people already said China did it, as because the Tibet is completely against of the China's main political line. So it is generated from Tibet.
Right.
So you cannot completely or absolutely say it is complete natural disaster. It not be. There can be the sabotage. You know about the atomic power and this is explosive power. If as because there is a high mountain, if they do something in the high mountain, then the land can be come down. Equipment and the weapon. So from this show, we like to warn the concerned governments of the people as a related organization to nicely scrutinize or sharply look at is there any sabotage or man-made origin there have or not.
Of course, excellent remarks by senior journalist Abdul Bari. Really, in the face of so many deaths, one must really check the source of this kind of disaster, whether it was just divine intervention, if not man-made causes, could remain as many will suspect the political lines in the face of this kind of natural calamity. It is time to take a short commercial break. However, afterwards we'll be discussing the geopolitical situation as it seems, as it appears on this day all around the world, especially in terms with the US as well as nations from the Middle East. I request our audience to stay tuned for more on this very program.
Open war conflict with them.
Testing nuclear missiles.
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing.
Special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV's screen.
Really coming to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks.
Preserving biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global world?
For China to come to agreement,
they will face better projects.
with President Xi of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
Simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with two types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
International Affairs. Watch every Sunday to Thursday at 2 p.m. only on SATV and SATV Digital. Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Pantha.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan,
opening an open war conflict with them,
testing nuclear missiles.
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing.
Special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV's screen.
really coming to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks
On International Affairs once again, we are of course joined in the studio with senior journalist Abdul Bari, as well as our geopolitical correspondent Norman Floyd Barnes from Washington DC. I want to begin this part with Norman. Really, we are seeing economic D-Day sanctions coming in from the United States. We also hear news regarding the face-to-face meeting between US President Donald Trump as well as Chinese CCP leader Xi Jinping, which will be set to take place next month. Definitely Xi Jinping is planned to visit Washington as well. But before that, Chinese Minister, Foreign Minister Wang Yi meets US Ambassador to Beijing David Perdue to remove obstacles in the high-level exchanges. His remarks came during a meeting with the US Ambassador in China. So I want to ask you, sir, we see that Scott Bessent's latest reveal was that any nation that does business with Iran shall be facing the full brunt of sanctions from the US, and that would definitely bring China, Russia and the many allies that Iran has onto the table, especially that we understand that President Xi Jinping is to visit US next month in the sidelines in New York for the UN General Assembly as well. So I want to pass it to you, Norman, how you believe this is going on. Marco Rubio definitely believes that sanctioning Iran would be a much effective way in putting it into a corner. Norman, how you understand this kind of commentary?
My understanding is that we'll get more of the same. The UN meeting is scheduled, like I say, yearly. The Chinese leader will be here. The president will meet. They will have coffee and tea. They will talk. They will discuss. But between now and then, we have a lot of space that need to be filled. Things are happening at a very rapid pace. I won't be surprised if there will be some major incident before the meeting here in New York and Washington, and discussions are going on now. The two countries are talking as we speak now about how to circumvent this new mandate. I suspect we will hear something come out very soon with some adjustments to these restrictions, and it will basically be a result of a backdoor conversation with the China and the United States on how do we exist without destroying each other. There's no benefits in basically imposing this tariff across the world. It's more of a, let me get your attention type of situation versus a chartered or a standard or a way of life moving forward. I do not see this tariff situation to become something that is substantial and is not, in my opinion, it's not sustainable. It's not going to be any type of effect it's going to have on what's happening right now. We have tried tariffs. We talked the word before. It has very little effect. It led into military action, and now military action is going back. So basically, the answers, the solutions we are providing is changing very little how we deal with things. So there has to be a conversation. We have to sit down. Diplomacy will have to be the solution on how do we divide this planet up, and how do we find a way to exist without destroying ourselves. Mother Nature is doing a good job equalizing all of it. Thank you.
Right. Excellent statements from Norman Floyd Barnes. Really, some of the news as well in regards to the geopolitics between Iran and the US has gone down in the recent days. Let me just read out what Secretary of State Marco Rubio had said. He has told several allied foreign ministers that Washington does not expect to launch new strikes against Iran for the time being, signaling a shift towards economic and maritime pressure. However, counterpart from the Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister Kazem Gharibabadi rejected reports that the US had cleared mines in the waterway or were preparing to send minesweeping vessels into the area. That area is the Strait of Hormuz. So once again, US has turned back from the military might into more of a cold mechanism of economic pressure towards Iran. I want to ask senior journalist Abdul Bari in the studio. Really, many nations are facing detriment, including our own here in Bangladesh, where we are seeing load shedding at a higher metric than before. Not just that, as I read out, how you feel the future of the Strait of Hormuz, future of Iran. The world economy is in shambles as in regards to this kind of war on Iran. And not just that, Foreign Minister of Iran, Abbas Araghchi, has urged UN and Security Council to reject US unilateral coercive measures and secondary sanctions, stating that it should bear compensation for the damages it has caused to Iran in the meanwhile. I want to pass it to you how you believe the future of US-Iran war. It is not just a war that began with the killing of the late Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. It started long before that. It started in 2025 with the bombing of the nuclear sites. I want to pass it to you how you believe the future of this region would come by.
Yeah, we already discussed about this issue in our talk show. What we told, all the lifeline of the America has been used. No lifeline is not in their hand. They use psychological war. They use sanction. They use military power. They use all, but they are failed to defeat Iran. They are failed to bring Iran to their down their head. Completely America is failed. But America in the long time, they are ruling all over the world. It's not a matter of joke. It's not a easy matter to them. They will surrender to the Iran. Never. The history is saying that America is not surrendering to any normal country. Even they did not surrender to the past times, Russia and American war, Cold War. They did not surrender to the Russian. They used diplomacy. They bring Gorbachev and use their diplomacy to destroy the Union of Russia.
Right.
You may remember it.
Right.
So America using diplomacy, military power, economic power, and then resource power. So every attempt of the America has been failed. No achievement from this war. They already losing the control of the Middle East military power. They already losing the control of the Hormuz, Strait of Hormuz. They control to Iran, fail to Iran. What Iran said? Iran is saying that in the long time, the war is going to last year, nearly year. How many days it start year? It's nearly going to last the 1 year.
1 year mark, yes. Next March will be the 1 year mark.
1 year. So during the 365 days or the long routes of the 1 year, the achievement is not achieved by the American. There is nothing to show. we achieve these things. No, they did not. Every attempt is protect. What said Iran? Iran is saying that in this long time, we only play defensive.
Right.
We did not offensive. We did not throw any bomb to the Washington DC. We did not do anything in there. If the America come to do so, then we will go to attack America. So Iran have what sort of power to attack America? They have a one power, throw missile to the US mainland. They said, we earn or we achieve this type of missile power, easily we can throw our missile to mainland of America.
Right.
So this is the one kind of achievement of Iran. They can do it or not, it's not the matter, but they declare that we can. So the one achievement of the Iran. Next time, what Iran said, if America start this massive sanction, then we are determined we will not allow one drop of oil by the Strait
of
Hormuz. So this is the second one. They can directly hit to the missile to the US. Another is Hormuz.
Right.
There is a 2-point defensive. To protect the Iran, what have in hands of the America? They have economic power. What is economic power? IMF, World Bank, and the SWIFT code, and
yes,
the money transaction software. You know, this is the debit card, credit card, operating American card, etc. Also the money transaction software.
The international SWIFT system.
You
yes.
know the visa system, American system, SWIFT system. All SWIFT systems in hands of the America. So IMF already passed issue. Many of the country already said IMF no.
Right.
World Bank, many of the country, like Sri Lanka, like country also said we don't need any help of the World Bank. Bangladesh also during the past regime they said that we don't ask to World Bank to assist us.
Right.
So the IMF power and the World Bank power is cut up. It not be work. So SWIFT, only the one power in hands of the America. Now this is SWIFT power. If they use this software, then the intercontinental or inter-country, the money transaction software will not be work. Say,
right.
They said Bangladesh, you don't bring or purchase anything from Iran. If you purchase, we will stop your SWIFT. So by the threat of the America, yes, Bangladesh said no, we will not go to the Iran. Another thing, visa card, worldwide is running visa card. So there is only two weapons in hands of the America. One is SWIFT code, another is the visa software controlling power. Only these two power in hands of the America. They can use. This is new thing. This is,
right.
We did not discuss about this issue past.
Definitely creation of technology,
use
of technology.
So to protect their economy and the country and the people, China already think about the alternative. They think they are not using Google.
They use DeepSeek.
Yes. So the SWIFT is operated by the systems of the Google. So China is already their own software.
Excellent.
That not depend up to the SWIFT code or the SWIFT system. And at the same time, visa card also, if you go in China, then you are unable to use Google.
Because they believe on homegrown systems like WeChat, WePay,
yes.
and many more systems. Excellent remarks coming from senior journalist Abdul Bari. I have a question regards to technology. As you mentioned, I also want to ask Norman Floyd Barnes regarding technology. There is a news coming from the United States regarding Meta. Meta is agreeing to pay $18 billion to settle U.S. lawsuits over children's social media addiction. The U.S.-based social media giant has agreed to pay up this money. It is bought up by a coalition of dozens of state attorney generals alleging the company misled consumers about the potential harms on its platforms posing to children and teenagers. That would definitely introduce a 2-hour daily usage limit and nighttime blocks for teen users of the platform, including Facebook and Instagram, strengthening age assurance measures. Passing it on to Norman, we have done this part on many other nations who have definitely banned the use of social media for minors. We started from Australia, and now we see some of it appearing in the European nations. I want to just ask you how you believe today's social media is. It is definitely a mechanism to deliver the message. Sometimes that very message can cause harm to our kids, to those who are still very young. I want to pass it to you, Norman. How you believe technology plays a role in world geopolitics, as well as the news I just read out about Meta?
Technology is very critical to the advent of artificial intelligence. Is working hand in hand and is very significant to the success of both. Both are playing off each other, and we want and the technology is designed to have the maximum effect. So the maximum effect is basically the consumer. The consumer want to focus is on the future, meaning the youth. We want to get to them very young, so they will be influenced on future things they do and how they deal with things and their purchasing and how they spend and how they spend their money, and more importantly, what do they do with their time. So we want to make it almost like a drug. It's like a addiction where I get you hooked on this. I put so many apps on the phone. Everything is on the phone. So you are required, and you can't live without the phone. You can't exist without the phone. So these restrictions coming up is I'll say late. It may slow down. It may look good on paper, but behind the door, the activity is still going on. It's too late. It's already out there. The information there. The youth is very wise. They know how to do circumvents. They know how to get around. They're very smart. Technology enhanced, smart technology has made people smarter, but also made people very dangerous. And we are also in making people who are companies and people who are seeking wealth, they are going after the lowest hanging fruit, which is our youth. Unfortunately, they are now basically create a situation where we have to put sanctions on our own people, our youth, on the uses of it, and at the same time, the increased impact of it is too far gone. It's almost like now we are dependent. We are addicted to the internet. We are addicted to artificial intelligence. We are addicted to this way of life. It's almost like if we cut off the internet right now, I don't think people will honestly be able to live, be able to survive, know what to do, how to talk, how to go across the street and say, "Hello, how you doing today? How can I help you?" I'm very fearful. We created a new monster, a new Frankenstein, that we are now addicted to a system which will basically take and grow itself, and to the point where, in the end, we will no longer be necessary as a people and what we need to do. The automation will run things and do things. You know, I was talking yesterday with one of my companies that's supposed to be doing medication, and they put in something. They said, "Well, we put in an override." And I said, "Well, let's take I don't need it anymore. Take the override out." "Oh, we can't do that now." I said, "So the computers are now running us." So we were working for the computers. And, he basically laughed. He said, "We don't have the power to do it." So you created something which you can't control. So this is how the pattern is going to be. We created this quagmire, this situation, and now we have to work for it.
Right. Really, I have no words to describe Norman Floyd Barnes' explanation of the events, seeing the older days and compared them with the new. Definitely, California Attorney General Rob Bonta said in a statement, Meta has agreed to make massive transformations that will reduce the risk of harm from its platforms and will do it within months. It's time to take a short commercial break. Afterwards, we will be looking at how technology has played a role in Bangladesh in its recent history. Just to give a comment, before in the 90s, in the early 2000s, we've seen dumb phones and smart people. And in the current day, we see smartphones, and I'll let our viewers finish the rest. With that being stated, it's time for a short commercial break. Do stay tuned for more on this very program.
Biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global world?
For China to come to agreement,
They will face better projects.
with President Xi of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
Simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with two types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
International Affairs. Watch every Sunday to Thursday at 2 p.m. only on SATV and SATV Digital. Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Pantha.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan
Opening an open war conflict with them.
Testing nuclear missiles.
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing.
Special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV's screen.
really coming to terms with Hamas.
Welcoming our viewers back onto the last segment of International Affairs. Really, when we talk about international affairs, we look at how the info is traveling. Back in the day, it would travel through messengers, if not messenger pigeons. But today, it is the rise of technology, the rise of information being passed through technology, the various platforms that we use on a daily basis and that we can't really live without using. I want to get the attention of senior journalist Abdul Bari. I know we were talking about Meta, talking about the US lawsuit. However, you look at Bangladesh's recent history, the use of technology as well. Almost all of the television channels in Bangladesh has an equivalent digital newsroom in which they're using the digital platforms to spread various information related to the state, related to the governance of our nation. Passing it on to you, Abdul Bari, how you believe technology plays in more times than often a negative role instead of a positive one. How do you believe it?
Everything have two things. One is positive, another is negative. So if you like to take the positive result, then you have to control the negative result. So in Bangladesh, long of the time, not only Bangladesh, all over the world, if you published a newspaper, then you have to take permission from the complete authority. There is a law. You know, Bangladesh have law. Every country have law. If you like to use the motor car, it can be harmful for the people. Useful, you are going here to there, this is useful, it's positive. But when it's damaging the people, every day, huge quantity of people is dead by the road accident. Why? As because if you do not control the negative effect of the weapon, then it can be. Rifle, you can earn your safeguard for your life safety and property safety. But if you do not take any license from the concerned authority,
Right.
then it will be illegal arms. Illegal arms is always negative for the nation, country and world. So government is controlling. If government give you the one license, then you will be under control of the government. So Facebook, YouTube is haphazardly, seriously using in total, not only Bangladesh, all over the world.
Right.
Now the world community is feel that it's a big weapon to destroy our children, destroy our society, destroy our government system, etc.
Right.
The one man have no power. He didn't thinking, but he can spread out the propaganda.
Right.
Several times, you look all the communal and the other things happens in Bangladesh by the use of Meta, that is Facebook, YouTube. The gossip, they are they said this happened. This is propaganda. And then you think now the present government is ruling the country. So we have no control about the Facebook. We have no control about the YouTube. We have no control about the internet. Some of the time we are saying that the BTRC, that is Regulatory Commission, what is the actual full meaning? The Regulatory Commission have.
Right.
They think they can stop one side. During the time of the big massacre, July, they stop in Bangladesh Facebook. Where the people go?
To the streets.
To another things, and then they using same thing. So you cannot control. But if you control the origin from the Facebook, if the Facebook, several times the Bangladesh, India already established, and Bangladesh is saying and written to apply it to the Facebook, you start your office in Bangladesh. If they start office in Bangladesh, then they will be under control.
Right.
Under control. But still Facebook and YouTube no office in Bangladesh. So our children, our society is seriously affected. You know, after the July, what happens in the country? Even government is afraid to take decision. Say government looking all over the country is going to collapse by the crisis of the oil, by the crisis of the electricity. The normal life has been destroyed. The people is unable to charge their phone.
Right.
And then daytime, you know, many of the industry has been shut down due to the crisis of the fuel and the electricity. But government what can do? If the government coming to call 15, at least 15 businessmen, hello, this businessman, you come here and then sit together and solve our problem. Businessmen can solve the problems of the current crisis. You know, the Reliance company is controlling in Bombay, not government. If you go to Australia, if you go to UK, everywhere the energy is controlled by the privatization theory. So Bangladesh have businessmen. Say you look as a big businessman. I cannot point it out the name. If I point it out, tomorrow the bad people will criticize or make bad comment about me in Facebook.
Right.
You look, if you call, who have refinery? If we give it to the sector, okay, you can collect or purchase or that is refined. What is said oil refinery? Then you have pre-qualification. What is pre-qualification? The certain limit of reservoir. You should be owner of the ship, oil tanker, reservoir, oil tanker, refinery, and the money. Government is saying, okay, now we are licensed to you. You bring this limit of the fuel from the outside or the gasoline or what you said. So there have need many money. So normal people cannot invest. You know about the refinery industry's cost.
Yeah,
how many?
Very high cost.
It's no, this normal people cannot do it. In the ship, refinery, and the ship, the normal people cannot do. We have need the big rich man, the rich industrialist in the Bangladesh. If you go to the industrialist of the Bangladesh, all this, top one, second one, third one, fourth one, then if government go to call them and hand over the power to them, then the one man will write on Facebook, they are doing, at least criticize, the government is already sell out to the fascist, what is said in Bangla, Dosor, the fascist associate government.
But really we must give importance to the people's need.
The government is afraid. Government is trying to make, the minister has said, you give us, allow us 3 years. If you allow 3 years, within the limit of 3 years, what can be in Bangladesh?
Right.
You know, due to the crisis of the fuel during the time of the war, Iran-Iraq war, our fertilizer, the irrigation system has been interrupted.
Right.
So electricity interrupted, the crop interrupted. Government is afraid to appoint a man. If the government one day appoint you as the finance minister, then tomorrow you can see the Facebook journalist, they will write very bad story to you, about you. They will bring the woman and what sort of weapon to damage you. They will bring, they will produce. Government is under threat.
Dangerous.
Dangerous. So this is the
time,
dangerous. Even you know this big crisis right on the neck of the government. Government is going to fail. But they are able to achieve. If they come to call, they are bound to call the big businessmen in Bangladesh. Only you advise to the government, invite 15 businessmen, 20 businessmen. This is our problem. Who is the man who can solve the problem? They will say, yes, you allow. Some of the you say, scholar is saying, this scholar is saying, if this goes to the privatization, then the government control will be lost, country will be in risk. But they have no idea. Government machineries cannot do business. You know, one secretary, one minister, etc. They are unable to run the business. If you like to do the business, the one condition is that you should invest capacity. You have to be invest capacity. So $1,000, $1 million, $2 million, the normal people can invest. Government can invest, but they have no experience to operate. As because the government machinery is operated by the AMLA, bureaucrats.
Bureaucrats, right.
So they cannot. To solve the problem, my bottom line is that if you like to solve the problem, don't go to see who was against pastism, who was presentism, who was this, who was this. We want work. You call me to work here. This is English talk show. If you is unable to talk in English, then if you, by the pressure of somebody, okay, you can call Mr. Bari, he is a good talker. If you come, if I come to talk with you, if I am unable to speak with you in English, then what will be the result?
Right.
So same thing is happening.
Excellent use of examples by senior journalist Abdul Bari.
So the final advice to the government from my side, don't see past. You solve the problem, call the businessmen, those who are the big businessmen in this country, tell them to solve the problem. Control them. Control them. Make condition to them. If the crisis come, you are liable. You should deposit your money.
Right.
If you fail to do, then money will be
lost.
Forfeit.
Right. Thanking senior journalist Abdul Bari, really excellent use of examples to underscore and underline the current problems here in Bangladesh, use of technology once again, and really which part of society should be helping the fragmented parts of society as described by him. I thank him for his journalistic approaches for international and national news segments as well, and his contributions to international affairs. Thanking Norman Floyd Barnes as well for joining in from Washington, District of Columbia. I want to end this week's and today's international affairs by a message of condolences to the family members who lost their lives in the Nepal tragic disaster. As we see the death toll continues to rise. With that being stated, I'm signing off on International Affairs. I shall be with you all on our next week's episodes in the coming days. Goodbye.